Podcast. I'm your host Ryan, and with me today is the lone wolf, Kyle. How you doing?
I am great, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We don't have Katie today. She is on a vacation. Sorry, but that was my dad joke. That's it. She's on a vacation. Anyways, I think she would appreciate that. She would laugh if she was here. Kyle is a hard one to please. So yeah, we miss Katie. The good news is, well, not good news. Good news, bad news. Bad news is she's not here, but we don't have any emails, so there's nothing for her to read. Nobody sent us any emails. It's been like a couple episodes now.
What the fuck?
Yeah, where's all our fans? You know what? You know what it is? I think, well, it's one of two things. People either disagree with us or they don't care, one or the other. So I'm hoping they disagree with us.
I can't say anything because I've never emailed the podcast before.
And and that's
So,
fair. That's actually a fair statement there, Kyle. I'm actually an avid podcast listener, and I'm terrible. I very rarely rate other podcasts or anything like that, even though they ask me to. But I try to. I actually do try to. I've done a handful of them, so I have done it. So if you haven't already, give us a review on Spotify or iTunes. We do appreciate it, and that actually has happened. So I appreciate those ratings. And send us an email. We'd like to also invite you to our Discord channel. Check out the show description on our Last of the Action Heroes podcast network feed. You can see how to join Discord. It's free. You get to watch us live. And today we have a couple live viewers with us already, Louise and a new one, Baz. Let's give a shout out to Baz, everyone. This guy messaged me during the week and says, "Hey man, I really want to go to your Discord chat, but I'm in the UK and you guys do 6:30 LA time." He got up. He took a nap. This guy got up in the middle of the night to be on our show. So I feel like there's extra pressure to put on a good show.
yeah, it's dedication. I can't like stay awake past 10:30 nowadays. So there's no way I'd be doing this at 2:30. So Baz, you have my respect, my friend.
So Baz, you crazy, and Baz would say,
Yeah,
"Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm sure you'll put on a good show." So
yeah.
we'll see if we do. Well, we're covering the Creed films. So it's hard to say. Since there's no emails to write, there's actually no more real business to disclose or anything like that. We can actually, Kyle, we can just roll right into discussing Creed 2, episode 16. Bianca about to have a baby. So let's watch a little bit of that. So,
Oh
yeah.
boy.
So if you're watching us live, what we do is we play some of the movie, we watch the scene, and then we talk about what we just saw. So let's check it out.
Oh, Ryan.
Yeah.
Mr. Balboa?
I can't see that the video's frozen. I might just leave and come back, okay?
Sure, sure. No worries. While Kyle's doing that, we'll just say the last episode, Rocky and Adonis rush to the hospital. Oh, Craig just entered. Craig, you just got a hot mic. Craig from Slycast has entered the chat. You want to join us live and co-host?
Uh,
You don't have
you don't
to.
hear me, do you?
Yeah, I do. Are you doing something rude or
Oh.
something?
No, you tweeted that you were talking about Nighthawk, so I was like, I got to check out what they're talking about.
No. So, hey, so wait 1 second, Kyle. I got to unmute Kyle. So, Kyle, Craig just joined the chat. He's, of course, the Godfather podcaster from the Slycast. And his mic is automatically not unmuted, so he came in. He thought we were talking about Nighthawks. The reason being is because I can't find out where to fix it, but anytime I go live on Twitter, it automatically says from a year or two ago where we did the Nighthawks coverage. I can't find where to erase that. I have to delete that tweet, but it still streams the other title that I've updated, if that makes sense. So anyways, it's a Gong Show. So yeah, you got on that quickly, but I already deleted that tweet.
Okay.
Are you gonna join
Well,
us or are you gonna watch?
no, I'll just watch.
Well, okay, if you want to jump in and say something, by all means, you're in the you're a master podcaster. See, if you have anything to say right now, we're just showing the sequence here of Bianca about to have a baby. So let's sit back and see this announcement here.
All right.
Yeah, tell me if you can hear it.
Mr. Balboa? She's here.
That's great. That's Absolutely good. That's fantastic. Yo.
Hey, say hi to your goddaughter.
Wow. That's quite an honor. To see you. Hey, hello, beautiful.
So, nurse. What about the test?
Okay, so before we get to that, so I guess she was having a baby. She's went into delivery, and baby looks beautiful and healthy and everything. And they've made Rocky the Godfather. Thoughts on that title?
Well, he's Italian, so it makes sense.
Does he know about these things? How's his parenting skills?
It's like Gazzo's like, hey, you're Italian, Rock. You work for me. And so this is kind of similar. It's like, of course you're a godfather. Like, it's the way it goes.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like how Bianca looks pretty good for just having pushed a baby out. It's looking pretty fresh. That baby, that actually does look like a decently young baby. Sometimes they have like a 3-month-old kid there as a baby. That one looks like an actual
Pretty young.
pretty new.
Yeah.
Not all gooey and weird looking like they would, but it's just a movie.
Yeah, so I do find it interesting to make him the Godfather. I guess it's a nice title to throw around. Obviously, they're both very young, healthy individuals, so it's a nice honor. Just like Rocky said, it's an honor. Thanks for that. That's a nice tribute, and the likelihood of both of them dying and leaving this child in Rocky's care is unlikely.
Is that really the Godfather thing? Is that is that one of the? Yeah, I knew that. I thought like the Godfather 2, like especially like in a religious context, kind of was almost in charge of like the spiritual development of the child. Like that.
Oh, maybe
they
I'm
were
wrong.
there for.
No, you're both right. It's a two-pronged sort of deal.
So it's a spiritual,
There you
and a spiritual and a physical if needed.
Yeah, and I got to say, Ryan, I don't want to talk too much here, but it's kind of fortuitous that this is the minute or the moment or the sequence of scenes that I jumped in on, because as much as I love all the Dolph stuff in this movie, the best part of this movie for me is Rocky, Adonis, and him trying to reconcile his daughter's, I don't even know what it's proper to call it anymore. Disability, handicap, whatever you call it. These are some of my favorite interactions in the whole movie, and it's what I look forward to when I watch this movie again.
Well, by all means, I don't think Kyle or I would mind at all if you jump in. Please, we lost Katie. Katie's down. She's on a vacation, and so she can't be with us today. So if you want to jump in as our third host, by all means, I don't think Kyle would mind.
Yeah, no, like I said, I didn't do any prep or anything, but like I said, for me, this is the heart of the movie, if you will. Like I said, Dolph brings so much to this movie, but for me, Rocky movies are always about these moments.
Awesome. Okay, let's keep going.
Relax.
Okay, well, sorry, Adonis just asked, what about that test? They've already had some indication, because I know when the babies are born, I've had a few. They do a lot of preliminary, is that right, Kyle? They do a lot of tests right away. Like
like they test their hips out, and they test like certain reactions and touch, and basically making sure that they're normal. I don't recall for my kids any hearing tests, but given the history of Bianca, obviously they would. I'm surprised that he asked that first, because I recall earlier in the film that was more of a concern of hers. Like he was more cool about that. He's like, well, if that's the way it is, that's fine. Like, we'll get through it. And like, she was more worried about that. So I almost would have expected her to ask that, not him.
Okay, yeah, but she said the nurse.
But also, to me, that's more of a guy thing too. Like, guys like kind of want to get on top of that shit. So, like, this is kind of the moment you're supposed to savor, because your child just came into the world, and you're looking at it, and it's like this life-changing event, and like, I could see her not appreciating him being like, so are we doing the test yet? Are we doing the test?
Right. Well, yeah. Well, men aren't very romantic. Sometimes we're pragmatic. We got to fix the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Now, we'll run an auditory exam as soon as you and Amari get some rest.
It's okay, babe.
Thank God she looks like you.
Yeah, right.
So is she gonna feel anything?
No, it's painless, I promise. Okay, now that they're in place, what we're gonna do is give her a series of click stimuli, around 35 decibels, and check her neural responses.
Is that loud?
Normal auditory range. Okay. Here we go.
So what exactly are we looking for?
A reading, spikes.
Mm.
So we're not seeing any waves or spikes. And given your family history, there is some cause for concern. However, it's very early. So what we're going to do is bring you guys back.
I admit, when I first saw this in the theaters, I was surprised that the baby was deaf as well, like deaf. I don't know why I thought maybe they were just going to be concerned, but everything would be okay. But oh wow, they went full. No, this baby's deaf mode.
Well, yeah, which is surprising because that's much different than Bianca's situation. Like Bianca is losing her hearing well into adulthood, and this is a brand new infant that already can't hear at all. So, but right, like you have to have it like that because we can't see her later in life in this movie, right? Like there's certain obstacles in the writing there. That to me that was quite a powerful scene though, and it made Adonis seem more likable. Like when you see him cry like that, as a dad, I get that feeling because it's like you love your kid. It's not like you think any less of them, but it's like you worry about them. You see the challenges that they're gonna face, and you see that they're gonna struggle and stuff, and that's really hard. And it's like for Bianca, her going deaf like that is her big fear, right? Like that's the event, that's what is coming for her. She's preparing for, and it's like her baby has that right away. Never gonna hear.
Yeah. Yeah, barring any, of course, medical miracle or whatever you want. Yeah, the idea that this child's deaf, it can't hear now. That's even what they said. It's early, sure, but
Oh, okay, yeah.
but yeah. To be fair, the child can't hear, and that's a cause for any parent to be like, "Oh my goodness, this is bad news." So, um, it's funny. This reminds me of my wife. I said this before on our podcast that my wife is an amputee. She was born without her left, like the bottom of her elbow down. She was born with that on her left arm, without, I should say. So, every time she was pregnant, of course, she's had 4 children, and every time she's been pregnant, the first thing she does in the ultrasound is look to see if the babies have all their limbs and all those things. So, I understand what I can only imagine what Bianca's going through here. The idea that this child has my DNA, my bad luck, and so I can empathize for the character, for any parent that passes on maybe bad genes. We're all just genetic makeup of whatever. Sometimes we can kind of pass on the good things and bad things too, right? So my wife was always scared that she would, because it's not that your child is not properly born or it's just the parent feels like I know Becky told me this. She said that for her it was not that my child wouldn't have a missing limb, like oh what a gross thing, but other people don't understand it, and it's how other people react. And I think Rocky hints at this later at that idea. So not to feel sorry for that. It's a great moment coming up, but I don't want to give away too much just yet.
You're gonna run some more tests. They said it's early and sometimes they get false reads.
Let me ask you something. What if it ain't okay?
I can't think like that.
You gotta. I mean, how you gonna handle it?
I don't want to go there.
You gonna love her?
How you gonna ask me a question like that, Rock? Yeah, I'm gonna love her.
Good. Cause she ain't feeling sorry for herself, and you shouldn't either.
That line right there.
She does seem like she's kind of being the strong one right now. Like a lot of times it's us guys do that. Like when the shit hits the fan, so to speak, it's like, okay, I'm going to kind of be more stoic and more the strong one. And you see her react to it, of course, but it's like, it seems like she's kind of stepping up a bit, and it's affecting him the most. And I think he is feeling sorry for himself a bit more. And Rocky is very perceptive. He notices that right away and just calls it out.
Craig?
Yeah, no, I think this is probably some of the best Rocky wisdom we get over the entire series, because Rocky basically says, don't plant the idea in her head that she should feel sorry for herself, because then you're setting her up for a life of, failure. She's born like this. She's going to develop and she's going to adapt to her lack of hearing, and it's going to be her normal. So it was really powerful. And again, it's that great Rocky wisdom. And that's what really sets these movies apart from, other movies that sort of travel in the same lane.
Agreed. I give you the Creed.
Yeah, he didn't say like, kids got gaps, you got gaps, together you fill gaps.
Together with some hearing aids, you'll fill those gaps.
Oh, boxing gloves.
Oh, that's cute. Oh. Buddy. That's kind of a, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Buddy, so he's the promoter, of course, sent them a gift basket, and it was cute, little boxing glove, knitted boxing gloves. That is a cute little gift. They put it on the hands of the baby so they don't scratch their face, But it's Buddy Marcel sending him the gift basket. He's the one that promoted got the fight together between him and Victor. Hey, remember the guy that busts your face up?
Yeah, this is a dumb comment. This is probably edited out material, but whoever wrote that does their D's just like I do, like the lazy D, or just like one swoop like that. I'm like, yes.
Hey, maybe
anyway.
Ryan, do you think, Ryan, that he got anything from the dude from the first movie that called him Baby Creed? Poor baby Creed.
Baby Creed.
I would feel creeped out if I got that package, because it's like, I guess it would be sort of public knowledge that my wife had this baby, because I'm sure there's always somebody around keeping tabs on stuff, especially with social media, but it's like, they just got home and that's waiting there already. Like, I'd be like, what are you doing? I feel like I'm being watched by him. Like, I'd feel a little bit, I wouldn't feel unsafe. It'd just be a little unsettling.
Okay.
Do they still do like birth announcements in the paper?
I'm sure they do to some degree.
Very possible. Yeah, this was a. I guess they know where they live. I mean, would Buddy know where to send this to? Like, this is their house. That's.
Buddy's the guy who could find out.
All right. Yeah.
He's one of those guys who would know. He'd keep tabs on stuff like that.
I love how he underlines his name, Buddy Marcel, but not the congratulations. hey, congratulations!
Not even an exclamation point. You know, it's funny. My wife and I just watched that episode of Seinfeld. I don't know if you remember, but Elaine was like with her job, like writing. She has like writing and publishing. She was like putting exclamation points after like everything, and she ended up getting like fired or let go. And they talk about how men are known for like not putting exclamation points at the end of anything. But like this is probably the one thing you should put an exclamation point after the congratulations. Like it reminds me of The Office when it was like it is your birthday period.
That's funny. Congratulations, Buddy Marcel. That's what I mean. It's enunciated.
Buddy Marcel.
Yeah, it's from Buddy, but congratulations all the same.
I'm surprised he didn't put his names in all caps.
Sorry, I haven't checked our Discord for a second here. Boy, they're probably yelling at us. No, nothing. Nothing since Louise insulted us regarding my setup.
Oh, that was funny. That
was. Yeah. So for those who are just joining us late, me and Kyle were having a hard time setting up this podcast. I restreamed improperly, wrong titles, all this stuff, and then Louise said this is worse than the Rocky couldn't read the cue cards moment. So stuff you can only witness if you join our Discord. You get to see the stuff that doesn't make the airwaves.
Good Night Moon. I love that book.
Do you have that book, Good Night Moon?
Yeah, probably. It's in the whole big stack of books.
Yeah, it's like Good Night. It's kind of stupid. Whoever wrote this book, I mean, seriously, literally, it's this mother saying goodnight to every object in the house. Goodnight slippers, goodnight cat, and then it's goodnight moon and the kid goes to sleep. Like, I don't know.
Goodnight half bottle of scotch that mom's drinking to cope with your bullshit.
Goodnight sexy underwear that my wife never wears anymore.
What's that from, babe?
The unanimous #1 contender, Victor Drago, has been met with open arms back in Russia, his father's home, which is nice. But the question on everyone's mind is, where is Creed?
Ask Buddy. Buddy knows where Creed is, apparently. So we get news here, a little Sports Center news that, Victor Drago is welcome back at home with open arms. And I love how the guy says, which is nice. Sure. I mean, why wouldn't that be nice? But so his home country has welcomed the Dragos they're beloved again in Russia is what we're getting here.
Which is weird because I don't know if the Russians would like him that much. Like, I guess so, because he beat the shit out of Adonis. Like, he in reality won that fight, but it's like you still didn't take the championship.
That's true.
Like, I feel like the Russian people just wouldn't think that would cut it. I think they're a little more picky than that, in my opinion.
Right? Yeah, it's he hasn't won the championship, but I guess in Russia they're just happy to know that the Russia can beat the crap out of people. They're just happy with the destruction that Victor's causing.
If he doesn't choose an opponent soon, he risks forfeiting the title. And personally, I can't imagine him being able to live with that.
That's a real strong commentary. Like, maybe he could live with it. Maybe he has a kid now. He doesn't need to fight anymore. Like, you could retire the champion. That's not unheard of, is it?
Well, you Tyson Fury, you know who that is? Yeah. So when he got the title the first time, when he got it from Klitschko, he went into a depression, essentially, because he did everything he wanted to do, and then there was nothing else to do anymore. And he said you had serious alcohol problems, serious mental health problems. He gained like 150 pounds. Like, he was like this enormous weight. Like, he was like 400 pounds or like something like nowhere near where you could possibly fight. And his title was taken from him for that reason. He didn't take any fights. And he eventually made a comeback where he lost all that weight and stopped drinking and treated his mental health, probably with medication. And he's a champion again now. But yeah, that he just lost all motivation when he won the title for the first time. So that for sure happens.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, that's a good commentary then by the announcer there. Yeah, look at that stomach, eh?
Yeah, no shit. Like, yeah, anyone who's seen like, well, actually, there are some women like that where they're like really skinny, and then they have like this baby, and it's just like enormous bump, but there's like no fat on them still. It's just this. It looks like there's an exercise ball in their stomach, and then they push that baby out, and they look fine again. But most women aren't like that.
Yeah, they
They usually have a bunch of skin and shit and stretch marks, and like they're fucked up. They just went through a lot.
All right, so Craig is bowing out. He said his phone's not charged, so it's almost out of batteries. But he said thanks for letting him come in the chat. So yeah, Craig, thank you so much for your insight, and we do appreciate it. And come by anytime. All right, so that's the beauty of Discord, guys. If you're good enough to crack wise, we can bring you on live. Craig has immunity on the channel because he's one of the hosts of our feed, so he can just jump in and start talking. I can't mute him. He's in a min. He's got power. Okay. So Bianca just asked Adonis here, you good?
Yeah.
Or sorry, Adonis asked Bianca, are you good?
Yeah, finally got her to settle. Hey, I need to get out of the house. I was gonna go to the studio. You mind watching her until I get back?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, cool.
She already wants to leave.
Okay. Yeah.
I will say, like, it is kind of weird. Having gone through a few deliveries with two different women now, I do kind of find that odd behavior for the mother to be so. Everyone's different. I'm just saying that, like, for her to be like, I'm out of here, I need to get a break, I want to go to the studio and sing some songs, essentially. Maybe she needs some peace and quiet. I'm not. Everyone's. Like, some women have postpartum. Maybe this is just her way of clearing it. I get it, but it does seem a little bit odd that
That's weird.
It is kind of weird. She should have said, "Look, we need diapers and formula or something." That would have made more sense. I'll go run and grab it. I just want to stretch my legs after being lied up in the hospital for a week. I don't know. I don't know.
Or I want to take a quick walk. I want to get some fresh air or something.
I think it's the studio thing
You
that
know,
threw me off.
for a little bit. Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
studio.
I think so.
Like, because we know she's a singer. I want to go to the studio and sing. Okay, cool. But Adonis,
It's so funny. Like, they're so chill right now. They look great and they're chill. Like, I just remember these early days where you're just like have no sleep and you're all fucked up. And yeah, it is like I'm sure they maybe have some help, like a nanny or something like that. But I was ruined, especially your first kid, because you don't know what to do.
it's stressful. Even after the first kid, I don't know how many times did you check on them breathing? Like, seriously, it's.
I don't. My dad will be fine.
Kyle's like, I know. I throw blankets over them. You know.
Yeah. I'm like, Sid, it happens.
The fact that I named my kid Sid, just the hope. You know, he just has the Sids. Oh boy.
I actually threatened my daughter. I say I'm going to give her a case of late onset SIDS.
Oh man. Louise just said that with the commentary from that sportscaster, there's shades of Rocky 2 from the Where's Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
Call me collect.
That's right. Skype me, FaceTime me, whatever your name is.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yeah.
So they just dump the baby. You got it, Adonis? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he starts crying, you're screwed.
Yep.
Because you don't have boobs, man. You have no chance.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get that thing to your chest. Nothing more triggering than a baby crying. I'll edit this out for our audio listeners. Oh, so he's calling.
My son still too. I deal with crying shit still. I hate it. Like, I'm burnt out now.
Well, crying. I'm not a human psychologist or what do you call this study of human?
Physiology.
Yeah, like this the study of human, like how we are, the way we are as humans. I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, like yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're evolved to hate crying. Like there's something in our brains that is triggered. That's an evolution because like your kids are more likely to survive that way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're
That's
more,
what I mean. Like it's got to be evolutionary.
Yeah.
Because imagine if like the early days of crying was, the kid whistling a happy tune. Hey, that baby's doing great over there. Look at that. He's just whistling a happy tune. But little did we know he's getting eaten by a bear. So, like, yeah. Like, crying has to be
I gotta start training just to get the hell out of here. So I don't have to deal with this kid anymore.
So, yeah, it's definitely an evolution. And all animals do it. That's the thing. All animals wail or cry. It's a way of, it's supposed to be grating on the people that can help because, like, I want to stop this sound. What do I have to do to stop the sound? Comfort, food. Yeah, exactly. So it's designed.
That's why people get pissed off at like a baby on an airplane.
Yeah,
because like everyone hates hearing crying. No one likes that. Like, there's something about it that just bothers you.
And it's not fair to the parent of the baby. I've been on planes with crying kids, and I just feel bad for the parent. I always feel bad for the adult.
Yeah.
I never get mad. I never get mad because I'm like, I've been there. Now, I've never been there I've, knock on wood, I've been on a plane with my kids a few times now. Never had any issues. So, and they're older now too. But
Mom, listen.
But I did do a baby one. Went to Vegas. It wasn't a long ride, but we did a baby one with. He's now 10, but he was a baby when we went to Vegas, and no issues. It was easy, but it can happen.
She won't stop crying. Can you just tell me how to? Can you tell me how to make her stop crying?
You know why she's crying? She actually got some of her hearing back for a brief moment. She heard Bianca singing in the shower.
She can feel the vibrations of that, and it's like, nope.
If this is hearing, I want to go deaf again.
Call me back when you get this message, okay?
All right, so he's taking. Actually, that's a great way to get your baby to stop crying. You probably have done this, Kyle. Car rides.
Yeah. Car rides or just in the car seat and walking around doing stuff. That's the way to do it.
Car seats.
Pro tip.
Yeah. We had one of my sons, actually the same one that was on the Vegas flight. He was actually a really colicky baby at the early days of his life, and it was like on the clock from 6 to 9. Granted, it was 6 to 9 in the evening, which isn't too bad because it's not middle of the night, and it's done before we go to bed. But it was like literally, like, it was weird. It was like clockwork. You could set your watch to it. I'm gonna start crying at 6, and I'm gonna end at 9. And my wife and I would take half-hour shifts. I'm just holding this.
Oh, God.
It was that bad. It's like, you've got this half hour, I'll take the next half hour. Oh, yeah. But anyways, one thing that did help was car rides. A little bit expensive on gas, mind you, but you put the kid in the car, and it actually just helps you. It separates you two as well. It's just like, and the motion of the car.
I took out of my fucking retirement to get that kid to stop crying. I don't care. Guess what?
More blankets. More blankets. Hey, look, I got 5 blankets on this kid. I can't hear a thing. Boy, there's a lot of baby death talk. We should probably have a trigger warning at the beginning of this episode. Oh, cute little baby, though.
Don't cry. Not again.
Yeah.
So he's telling the baby, don't cry, don't cry. It's in the car seat. He's at, we should mention to our listeners, of course, he's at his gym, his training gym here. So Bianca's gone to the studio. He's gone to the gym. They're both at their places of employment, so to speak. But this is interesting because we can assume is this his first time kind of punching the bag, do you think, since his loss?
We have to assume that.
Yeah, because he kind of gives it a couple taps. And you can see his face like, oh, yeah, I've tapped this thing a couple times. Not his wife, the bag.
Yeah, there's got to be, it makes sense to me. Like, once you have the baby, like, your perspective changes, and it could either be to fight or not fight, I think. But, like, sometimes you have to just, like, have something like that shake things up before you can really get a fresh start.
So he gives it a couple taps, and he stands up. It's like, oh, this kind of feels good. I'm gonna hit it some more. He's talking to his kid. I'm right here.
Baby's weakened legs.
That's right. Now, that's a really interesting moment. So he's punching the bag, definitely letting out some fear, anger, aggression, everything. The baby being deaf, him losing to Victor, all this stuff is in his head right now. So it's a very real moment for him to let that aggression out and that pain out. And he yells a really loud yell, and he looks to the baby. Oh, I probably frightened the baby. But then there's that moment. Oh, yeah, she can't hear me.
Nope. Yeah, I can do whatever I want. This is kind of nice, actually. But also, like, a stark reminder, too.
And, yeah, it's a great little moment because the baby doesn't hear him yell. And in this moment, he's pained, but the baby just looks at him like, yeah, everything's normal in my world. There's no there's no alarm to the baby that something bad has happened. And so he sees this innocent child. I think this is a real turning point for his character.
I'm sorry.
See, he apologizes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, there you go. I know. Daddy's being a bitch. I know.
That's a very...
I don't remember that line.
Daddy's being a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. I've seen this twice, not including this time. And
that's funny. But that's a very purposeful shot here. You can see that there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, for sure.
We've got the picture of course, his father, Apollo, in the background on like the big mosaic or painting or whatever you want to call it. And and there's Adonis holding his baby. So you got 3 generations of Creed there. It's a cool little shot there. I think it's purposeful, but also a really cool shot. That's a screen grab there.
Very well done. Very well done. Whoever was doing this, good for you.
Somebody thought of it. Like somebody thought, I wonder if it was the director, was it Stallone, was it the director saying, hey, that'd be a cool shot? Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out. They've had a lot of scenes lying on the ground, haven't they? Have they not had that?
Well, it was in the first one. I was just going to say that. I think it's just the one, though. Maybe not. Maybe more. I kind of like it, actually. I kind of feel like that's their thing.
Yeah. I think they did it for their date.
Yeah.
One of their dates. They definitely have had a couple of bed shots. I mean, but there's been a few, side by side. Yeah, there's probably some symbology there. Or they're on equal ground. They're both lying on their backs, a non-threatened position, side by side. Yeah, it's probably metaphor, analogy there of their relationship. But yeah, they've had a few discussions on their backs before. So Bianca's walked in. They're home, is what we should say, and Adonis is lying on his back. And yes, putting the baby on your chest to get comfortable and sleep. How many babies have you had sleep on your chest?
Well, 2.
No, I mean how many times? Countless times.
Oh, yeah, tons of times. It's the best if they actually go to sleep.
Yeah, because they hear your heartbeat. Is what it is. They hear your heartbeat, and they like that. That's what they heard in the womb.
That's right.
She asks, how did you do it? And Adonis goes, she's a fighter.
Just like her dad. Just like her mom, too. I have to fight him again.
I don't want to be that person to stop you. But I don't want to end up like your mom, alone.
I feel you.
Do you? It's not just us anymore, D.
I know it sounds crazy doing all this all over again. But this won't be the end of me. Or you. It can't be, because we're a team.
We weren't a team when you took the fight the last time.
You right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have put you through that.
Then why? Why do it again? What do you have to prove?
It's not about that. You wouldn't be any good to anybody if you didn't do what you love.
Okay, so a couple things here. I really like Bianca, and to her credit, I hate to say unlike Adrian because everyone would, oh, that's blasphemy, but unlike Adrian, she's never stopped Adonis from fighting.
Yeah, that's true. And it's not like she's trying to lay the guilt trip on either.
No.
It's like, oh, go ahead, fight, whatever. Just do it. Just do it.
Do what
like,
you want.
Do
what you want.
She's raising some good points. Like, I feel like this is a legit marriage kind of discussion here. And she brings up a great point. It's not just us anymore. And like, what if something happens to you and I'm alone? Like, these are my like legitimate concerns here.
Yep.
And then she also brought up, it's like, look, we weren't a team last time. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, this is a very much needed discussion, and it's good that they're working it out.
And she did say we weren't a team last time. Why is that? I mean, Rocky wasn't there, but why did she say we weren't a team last time? Last fight.
Yeah, good question. Actually, like, did she not want him to fight Victor the first time? Or
I think she's just as excited about this one as the first one. I think that's what I mean. She's never stopped Adonis. I mean, she's nervous. I mean, she's nervous now because of the baby. That's what she's saying. Like, we got a baby now, and I don't want to be alone. Like,
yeah, she didn't want him to take it. Now that I think about it, because like when the challenge was being put out, she's like, "Don't do it, don't do it." He's like, "No, I gotta go do this." Like, they didn't go into it together. That's probably what she's talking about.
Maybe people in our Discord could remind us what. If they could think of why she would mention they weren't a team before. I don't recall any big dialogue about that, other than what you're saying, yeah, that she was hesitant maybe, but maybe she's saying we as in Rocky. Maybe she's including Rocky in that, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think she wanted him to take it.
Oh, I'm sure she'd be happy if he retired, if that's what he wanted. Oh, that's the other thing. Go ahead.
Else. Like, I think the idea of fighting Drago and all this stuff with his dad, I don't think she was into that. Like, I think she saw that for what it was and said, don't. Which was the smart thing. Like, I would have avoided that fight too. Unless Victor legitimately made it up to like number 1 or whatever.
Right. Right. He actually says something, Adonis, there, that I'm going to say it's a bit of a elite privilege or a champion or millionaire privilege to say this. He said, you wouldn't want to do that, which you can't, let me just go back a bit because let's see if I can do that easily enough.
I shouldn't have put you through that.
Then why? Why do it again? What do you have to prove?
It's not about that. You wouldn't be any good to anybody if you didn't do what you love.
Right there. You wouldn't be any good to anybody if you didn't do what you love. That is a statement that the elite can make.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
a lot of people do jobs they don't like.
Are you kidding me? 99.9% of the world spends the majority of their freaking life doing that which they do not love, which they can barely tolerate. So this is where this part rankled me, in that this is something that the champion of the world, who's a millionaire and has a semi-successful singing wife, they live in a freaking $2 million apartment. If I don't get to train with my nutritionist and my boxing trainer, like, come on, man, like, that's not fair. So you wouldn't be any good to anybody? Well, then I guess I'm useless, because I spend the majority of my life working at jobs I don't want to be at, being away from my family to take care of here's my anti-work rant. Like, seriously, like, we spend so much of our life taking care of our family by not being with our family. You're a working man. I'm a working man. We're paying we're paying the bills. I spend months away from my family at a time in my job. I hate it. I don't love it. I actually hate it. But I'm doing it to take care of my family. Now, I love my family. So you could say, well, you're doing this to take care of your family that you love, but that's not what he's saying. He's saying boxing is something I love, and I wouldn't be good to anybody. Well, dude, yeah, you would. You could retire right now. You got more money than I'll ever see in my life. You could stop right now, live a decent life with your wife, never have to work lift a finger again in your life. I don't know what you're talking about. So actually, in this moment right now, I have no relationship to what he's saying whatsoever.
I guess if you have the option to do what you love, though, why wouldn't you, right?
They have that option. That's what the elite can say. He has that option.
Yeah, well, it is. It is. That is like that. That is a privilege that most people don't have. But if you have it, to me, that makes sense, right? Like you should do what you love. Although, if it could potentially get you killed, you ought to have some caution.
Yeah.
And also, it's like doing what you love. Is that fighting Drago necessarily? I think maybe, because you could continue to box, which is technically what you love, but I think it would grate on you knowing that you ducked that fight, knowing that guy beat you in reality and you ran from him, and people wouldn't respect you, and probably if you retired like that, like it would screw your legacy up. And so, yeah, I can see where he's coming from. But I totally acknowledge what you're saying, though. You're right about his privilege. Like, it's what he's saying, most people could not say.
Baz, from an earlier question, he feels that yes, Bianca is referring to Rocky as well as part of the unit. That over the last two films, she believes that Rocky's part of that unit, that we weren't a team. So she's including Rocky in that we. Okay.
That's legit. I think so.
It has to be.
They're basically family.
Yeah, it has to be, because it also doesn't really make sense. It would answer our question is, what's she talking about? Now, if you include Rocky in that conversation, then we weren't a team. Rocky wasn't here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to breathe, right? Well, I wouldn't be any good to anybody if I don't handle this the right way. But I need you. Both of you. I'll beat him.
You better.
Ooh, you better. But she's on board.
You gotta think about this.
Okay, so we'll stop right there, of course. Okay. This next part, of course, is the training. So, all right. Thoughts on that? You better. That's kind of like her Adrian Wynn a little bit. Like, I'm behind you. Let's do this. Let's get this beast out of your basement. Let's go.
I was a little aroused when she said that, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's probably another edited out comment. But yeah, I don't know. The way that was cool. The way she said that, like it was, she's supporting him. That's her way, I think of. Did you?
Yeah,
okay,
no, we're done.
sorry,
We're stopping there with that. The next episode will be the training sequence. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's a good partner overall. Like I think he did right by being with her.
Louise agrees with you. He thinks that Bianca has a good phone sex voice.
Well, if the singing career goes, she could do teletype.
I'd rather listen to her on a 1-900 number than her songs. She'd be like, "Yeah, hey Adonis, what are you wearing?" Well, I'm wearing the trunks that my father gave me. I don't know. Oh man. Well, that was an interesting sequence of events. We had that was the baby episode with the baby's born, baby's deaf. But Adonis has finally made peace with his loss to Victor. He's made peace with his wife. He's making peace with the baby's condition, but they're going to get there. Like I said, there's very little. We didn't do this episode at all. There's other than my little rant about his privilege talk. And that's just me speaking as somebody who No, I'm not a champion of the world. He worked hard for this. He worked hard to be the champion. That's a big title. I'm not saying he didn't work hard for that, but I'm saying to make the comment to his wife, the argument that, again, you know, if you didn't do what you love, then who are you good to anyone? I guess I took a little bit of offense because I'm still good to that's what I'm getting at, is I am good to my wife, and I am good to my family, my kids, even though I'm doing that which I don't love, i.e. my job or whatever it is. I don't love my job.
Especially good. You're sacrificing for your family.
Right.
Right? You're good to them. They need you. Like if you got hit by a bus tomorrow, their quality of life would go down substantially.
Right. Yeah. So that. Other than that, Adonis's character is the most likable he's been the whole series, and he just continues to be that, which kind of makes you wonder what it will be like for Creed 3. I will say, because he ends this movie as a likable person. Him and Bianca are a good couple. By the end of this film,
yeah.
I have no issues with them anymore. They've redeemed themselves. So. I know Greg the First doesn't listen to our show anymore, but if he did, he would know that. See, all good things or bad things come to an end. Meaning, like, yeah, okay, I have no issues with Adonis anymore. That was part of the character arc. If he just waited, he would see that we get there. But he gave up on our show.
He might come back, or he might be on the flying under the radar. We don't know. But yeah, anyone who says the Rocky movies or Creed movies, by extension, are just dumb boxing movies. Like jock films, has not seen.
This is drama, man. This is drama, family drama.
Yeah. There's a lot of emotions and stuff like that in here, and it's all balanced.
Well, I just want to say thanks to Louise and Baz, and for Craig from Slycast hanging on our Discord. That was really cool to get him to pop in and say hi. And we encourage anyone from the Last of the Action Heroes Podcast Network, if they want to come and say hi, that's always a pleasure. And Baz, I hope this was okay for you. I feel bad. I mean, this is it. You got up at 2:30 in the morning. I don't know. I felt a lot of pressure. I don't know why. It's like, oh, man,
this.
We'll say that again.
Like I got up for this.
Yeah. No
this.
Kidding. Oh man. All right, man. Thank you so much for everyone that joined. He said it was brilliant. Wow, very easy. Boy, if we just get 1,000 more Bazes, we'd be laughing.
Cheers, Baz.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And thanks, Louise. Thanks to everyone. And Kyle, take us out.
Ding, ding.